Hare Krishna. So it's lovely to see you all, my Sakhis. And today's topic is the importance of spirituality. And we'll keep it more interactive rather than philosophical. It will be philosophical, it will be more direct. But I will like if you ask me questions, and we are all friends here, we are all Sakhis. So it'll be more like a fun interaction. And let's start then, okay? Om Ajnanatimanaanasya Jnananjalashalakhaya Chakshurunnmitanyene Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishnapristhaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namane. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschata Deshatarine. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advait Gadadhar Shrivasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. So, importance of spirituality. Anybody can tell me what is spirituality? What do you think is spirituality? Anyone? Whatever your thought is about. Sorry? Connection to Krishna. Okay. What I feel is the way to live life is spirituality. The belief that we have that there's a higher power above us, there's someone supreme above us, that belief, that strength is spirituality. The journey to love Him, to understand His love is spirituality. The journey from this material world to the spiritual world is spirituality. Okay, so forgive me if I'm too heavy or very direct, but this is what we're going to talk about today. And to understand God's love and to give Him that love is spirituality. He has given us this love since many births, but we could not reciprocate that love. Understanding how to reciprocate that love is spirituality. So, how many species do we have? Anyone? 84 lakh, correct. And in those 84 lakh species, every species has their own specific quality and an important factor to it. And in those 84 lakh species, human species is one of the greatest, like it's the greatest species, like the most important species, right? When I was very young, I used to think if we are so important, then there should be some, superpower, which we've seen. There are superheroes and superwomen. There should be some superpower which we have, correct? And what is that superpower? Because we can see birds flying and we can see fish can breathe underwater. Why can't we do that if we are that, the best species? And I was like, what is the superpower? As scientists are evolved and they have gotten so many things in so many years, maybe they've forgotten to invent that switch, in our body. And we've forgotten to, maybe in few years we'll get to know that, we'll understand that superpower which we have. And I used to think, what is that superpower? Or why can't we fly? I guess there will be some switch that we'll get wings and we'll be able to fly or something like that. But no, Later on, I got to know that superpower is our consciousness. We have our consciousness, which God has given us, and to understand His love, to love Him, is our superpower. That is the switch which I used to think when I was young. That switch is the switch of Krishna consciousness, and we have to try to keep it on forever. We have to try. We can't keep that consciousness going on every second, but Krishna gives us the strength once we start our journey to keep it on, you know. And that's how we should try, just serving him, serving Guru and serving Krishna should be the goal of life. So this was a story which I used to think, and that to keep that switch on is very important. As Sakhis, as Matajis, the values which we have, you know, we can share it to the world because we are going to create new life. We can share it to the next generation and then the next generation. The way we can build a child or a soul in being Krishna conscious and being a devotee to Krishna is a very important factor of being a Mataji. And that's the best blessing we can get from Krishna. So remembering those values which Prabhupada has given us and giving it to the next generation so that they can serve in Prabhupada's mission is what we can do, you know, biggest blessing. So I have a few pointers, let's see. We will yes. So unfortunately in Kali Yuga, we have forgotten about that switch, and we are more towards the external factors, external everything. External, may it be material things or external, seeing a person also we judge someone by the exterior, the way they look or whatever the exterior X factor is. But spirituality is opposite. It's completely on internal things and internal realizations. So, you know, our soul's nature is Satchitananda, which is to be loved and to love, correct? And what do we expect from everyone is love and respect, and that's what we want to also give. But because of our few karmas and our past deeds, we can't see that. It's that vision is getting blurred, you know. And I feel the way to correct is through serve and, you know, start your spiritual journey, and that is the importance of this human birth that we can have. And that's what we will talk about today. I hope you are ready with your questions also. We'll keep it interactive. And yes. So, and do you know why our nature is Satchitananda? Because we are part and parcel of Krishna, and Krishna is all about love, you know. That's why if mother is something, the child is supposed to be like that, correct? It's our nature to be like that, but we've just forgotten. And it's been so many words that he has not forgotten us. So it's our duty that we reciprocate him this love. He's given us this, we are blessed, he's given us this body, human body, to think and keep that Krishna consciousness switch on. So we should always try to do that, and we should think in that way, you know. So I feel, you know, the best thing is that we can start our journeys, and further on we will get to know his love through bhakti yoga and, you know, all these things. So Krishna is very merciful, and through love only we can understand him, not by just being a Vaishnava and putting tilak and kantimala, but we have to you know, start loving him through love. You know, we can understand him through love. So the next point I wanted to talk about is that I want to talk about bhakti points. Do you all know what is bhakti points? Anyone? We know coins, right? Financial coins. And anyone knows about bhakti coins? What is bhakti coins? Chanting? Yes. Harinam? Yes. Hearing kirtan? Correct. So, having faith, of course. So by all of this together, we collect our bhakti coins. which is the most important thing, you know, most important treasure which we can collect the entire life. Only these coins can get us out of this cycle and get us a better birth next, life, and can be valued at the end. But we forget we're in this material world and everyone is just behind which coins? Yes, finance, coins. That is important for survival, but not getting attached to it is our duty, you know. And we should try collecting our bhakti coins, and eventually that is going to get valued. People just forget we get this human body, we enjoy, and at the end of life, you've seen many of our grandmothers and grandparents start chanting their rounds and start getting, you've seen most of our grandparents being very spiritual, you know, and they think that it's going to be the end of life and you're going to start your spiritual journeys at the end of life, rather than we can connect to God since birth or even before birth, you know. Before even we are born, we can give those samskaras to a child. So I remember someone telling me, oh, you're chanting and you're reading Gita and you're doing all these things, but you know, you're like my grandmother does the same thing. But that's a late realization in life. Krishna says you've not made a connection with me the entire life, you know, it's the end of life you've started. He appreciates that also, but it's our responsibility to start it very young, and that's the importance of spirituality and this human birth. So it's very important that we start young age and we reciprocate that love to Krishna and collect our bhakti coins. When we leave the body, we will not take away with us, not even this body is ours, everything is given by Krishna, correct? And we're not going to take our anything, relationships, money, fortune, or our finance, our houses, nothing is going to go up with us. We're just going to take our bhakti coins, which is going to be giving us a better life, which will make us connect with God better and then complete our journeys, which will lead us to Godhead. Correct? So it's very important that you start earning bhakti coins, and we all do that together, and you can do that by even spreading Krishna consciousness in a very little way. As much as possible you can do it by just putting tilak. You know, you should with pride put it, because it's your Thakurji's chinna, it's your Thakurji's feet, and tulsi mala, the tulsi on his feet, right? Wearing tulsi mala is also one thing which you can go. I don't understand people being, then they don't usually show it out and they ask, why do you put this? So the answer should be that you should wear it with pride. Like a woman wears a sindoor to show her husband's presence, we should show it for the Lord that we are his children and he's our Lord. We are Vaishnavas, and it should be born with a lot of pride feeling and love and affection to the Lord. So these are the few points I wanted to give, that you all can make a difference in this world, in this life, by just giving these to other people and to start their spiritual journeys, you know. So that's it. I wanted to share a few more points, but I wanted to talk about my journey as well. And I'm sure why everyone wants to know that how and what and when, and there are many questions. So after that, after I share the journey, I would want you to ask if you all can give me some questions, and we'll keep it interactive. So I was born and raised in Pune, and earlier I was related to Kunj Bihari temple, and then NVCC later on. My father was introduced to iskcon in 2008. I was 8 years old, 8 to 9 years old, and since then I've been a devotee, and there used to be, bachpan mein to we not used to chant so much, but going at devotee houses and listening to lectures, and we used to draw and color Radharani and Krishna, and that used to be fun. But then later on, I was there till 12th standard in Pune, and then I came to Mumbai. This journey was very simple, but in Mumbai, when I came, I don't know what, out of nowhere, I just joined an acting class. I was doing my management studies along with it. And I realized what, I should, try. And my parents were against because they were devotees. I don't know what desire I had, but I just wanted to just try and give an audition. And I auditioned, and getting my first role, it was like almost 7 to 8 months. It was on, off, yes, no, and I auditioned for it. There were rounds, there were shortlisting auditions, and it was on and on and on. And after that, I got my first show, which was for Star Plus. And I remember it was good. I never wanted to act in films because that's a little out of the box, which my mom has taught me, like, not to, that's our values which we've been raised. But it just happened, my first show, and then the second show happened where the show got a lot of popularity. But then I realized that if it'll keep going on and on, I can't just focus on my sadhana. And when I get time to do my 16 rounds and read Gita and all these things which I used to follow. But being there, I was there for 1 year. Being there, I followed my 4 regulative principles. Krishna protected me. Everything was good. But still, you have that thing that you just want to leave and focus on Krishna. Krishna gives you opportunities. He gives you a lot of things, but you have the free will to choose what you want. Choose where you get close to Him. Always remember that if this decision is going to take me away from my Lord, just avoid it, because you have the free will. We have the free will, that's why we are here on this material planet. Otherwise, where would have been be? Like, we would have been in spiritual world, right? So He doesn't interfere in our free will. He has given us the choice, so choose wisely. If I would have kept on going, after my show, I got a bigger opportunity, and He wanted me to be. He always is there. He tests you in a very, He's like, like curvy. He's not straight, right? Krishna is not straight. He's like curvy, and He tests you. He gives you opportunities, but if you have that intelligence, and He gives you the intelligence to make the right choice also. Pray to Him that I give me the intelligence to give and choose correctly, so that I get closer to You rather than I get away, And once you start your journeys, it's not going back. It's never, you hold His hand, He holds your hand even much more like tighter. Even if you want to leave, He's like, no, there's no going back. You're mine now, And that's how Krishna is. He just wants our love, nothing else, He has given us love since our first birth, since so many ages, and we've not even reciprocated Him. We've forgotten Him completely, Our responsibility is to just give Him love, give this entire birth to Krishna, just give Him that. Like Prabhupada says that just give one birth to Krishna, and it's going to be magical. We are in this material world, we'll have material desires, but not getting attached to it is a very important factor. By Bhakti Yoga, we can just, love Him and keep loving Him. By Karma Yoga, we can do our karmas and not get attached to the fruit of our karmas, That's what is Gita all about, and that's the factor. But still, all He wants us to realize that there is a spiritual journey waiting for you. As soon as we start the journey, it's nothing like it. It's all magical. There will be hardship, of course. Your devotee's life is not simple. Every turn and twist, it's like a roller coaster ride. It's of tests, and you have to try passing every test. It's not simple. People think that being a devotee, everything comes to you easily, but no, it's like a roller coaster ride. But He gives you that strength to pass it also. So, yes, so I decided not to continue, and people ask me, why do you want to like preaching or you put videos? And there was this small incident where I heard in a lecture that how if mother and a child is separated on a station or something, you would want to help them, correct? You would want to help that mother get to her child. Similarly, if we get so many souls back to our mother, Krishna, who is giving us the birth, we are his part and parcel, who has created us, the entire universe. If we help them get back to Godhead, get back to him, that's magical. That bhakti coins is unmeasurable. Don't do it for the bhakti coins also, just do it for the love of Krishna. Just do it for him, that he'll feel so happy. Mother's happiness is with the child. Nowadays, when we grow up, we are all busy with our lives, we are busy with our partners, respective partners, we forget our parents. But do they forget us? Do they don't call us? It's like अगर कहीं बाहर गए और एक फ़ोन नहीं आता है मम्मा का, ऐसा भी होता ही नहीं है. She keeps calling you, खाना खाया, this खाया, that खाया. But do we do that much to them? No. And that's the same thing with Krishna. He has been so merciful, he has protected you in many situations which you don't know. He knows you better than you know, because he knows your journey since so many births. So just getting you close to him is what I would love, and just by being here under Srila Prabhupada's shelter, we have already started our journeys and we are already here. Being born in this land, Dev Bhumi, India, is a very, very fortune which we get, and sitting here just listening in front of Radha Madan Gopal and Radharani and Lalita Devi, Shaka Mataji. So all this is just our start of the journey, and we've already shown the desire to love Krishna. And he sees that, he knows our every thought. Just by desiring that, he will push you so hard. You take one step, he pulls you 1,000 steps towards him, correct? So all these things we should understand. And I feel unfortunate that some of the people think that does God exists? And this is most of the question which is asked. And do you believe? What are you doing? Like, you're doing this so much, and does he really exist? Is he there? And I know this one story. When Prabhuji was thinking that, does God exist? He was into IIT, and some of the brahmacharis asked him to get flowers from Krishna and Radharani. He was like, okay, let's go. And he went to the flower shop, and he was bewildered, he was amazed by the amount of flowers were there. Every flower with every color and every detail, the smallest detail. And he was like, a normal person can't create this. We don't have the quality to create such an amazing, amazing thing, and so beautiful. And we've seen so many species with so much detail and so much specific thing on it to survive this life and death cycle. Everyone has their own special thing to survive and be strong. Not a normal person can do this. Of course Krishna is there, of course he's there, he's always been there. It's just that we have forgotten him. Realizing that is spirituality, and having this body, we'll get that realization. Not in any other species or any other body, we don't get an opportunity to understand God. So why it is important to be spiritual is that you finish your journeys completely and get connected to God, serve him, serve your gurus, and go back from this unhappy world to the happy world. Go from this temporary world to the permanent world, to temporary relationships to permanent relationships, from hatred to love, from uncertainty to certainty, from everything which is negative to positive. There is just happiness with Krishna, there is nothing else there. There is no sorrow. we're just happy with him. So our soul wants happiness, our soul wants love. So we should be going to that world, correct? We don't belong here, correct? And yes, so that is spirituality, and that's what we realize as human bodies, which it's rare to get this human birth. After 84 lakh species, we've got this body, correct? After 84 lakh species, we've got this body, and now suddenly we don't make most of it, we don't make use of it. Krishna has given us this gift, we should give him the return gift. What return gift we can give to Krishna? He has everything, he is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. What we can give, what he wants, is the gift of love and affection, okay? And we should do that, use this body to connect, because we don't know if our next birth is going to be of a human birth, correct? And when we are going to get this human birth. But Krishna is very merciful that if you start your journeys, and he will make sure that next birth you get is in a devotee house, and you can continue it from very beginning, very start, and finish the journeys as soon as quickly possible, because a mother is always waiting for a child to come home very soon, right? बच्चा सुबह जाता है काम के लिए, mom is always waiting in the evening when they return back, and they come and I can feed them and I can play with them. That's how Krishna and Radharani is, and we should take their shelter, make this human body, take advantage of this and connect to God. That's why it's very important that you all understand this and give it to the next generations, give these values and keep it continuing to the next generations. Because being a devotee, I had thought, if everything is Krishna, I should also be brahmachari. That thought occurs. But, I heard Prabhupada's lecture when he says that all men should get married and women should be, opposite, all men should be brahmacharis and women should get married, correct? So that hit me very hard, because a lady can give the sanskaras and create a new life, and may she be a source of, a source of making that soul complete his journey, his spiritual journey. So of course you can do that. That's the biggest blessing we get, is to nourish our children and give them this divine blessing and mercy and nectar of devotion which we get from our gurus and our parents and Srila Prabhupada. That's all we can do, is chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mission was to give Harinam to every soul possible. That's how we can do little or try to just be a part or speck of their mission and try to serve our gurus. And this was it. I would want to interact with y'all more. If y'all ask me questions, and I would love to answer. So anyone has questions?
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Actually, I was so excited to meet you. Everyone here will be excited to meet you. And मेरे को ऐसे बहुत सारे questions थे कि जब मैं उनसे मिलूँगी तो मैं उन्हें पूछूँगी. So I have 3 questions. That आपको कैसे पता चला कि मतलब ये right time है कि you should leave the industry and come to the Krishna consciousness?
See, there's never a right time, I remember first show I did. After that first show, I wanted to leave. I had decided I was a devotee since 8 or 9 years old, and I never wanted to. I always did roles which are positive and which are traditional. I wanted to leave before my marriage, and after my first show, I thought to leave completely, and it was locked down that time. So I got more connected, and I was doing my 16 rounds that time. I was doing everything. I was reading Gita. And after that, suddenly this opportunity came, and in that thing, you think that there is so much of uncertainty. My other colleagues were not getting work, and suddenly you get this opportunity. So you thought of why not to give it a try, correct? I gave it a try, and Krishna, being testing you, he just gave it that opportunity to me. I was like, okay, I will do it. And that 1 year, I realized that, what I was born for, I never got connected. I am getting away and away and away and away every single moment. And you should do your karmas, but not where it's completely opposite from your thinking or what you've believed in since very young age. Correct? It's not, just leave things or situations or people where they're contaminating your Krishna consciousness. You remember we talked about our spirit, superpower. That is our superpower, right? If now someone is taking our superpower away from us, we don't want to be there. So I realized after my second show, I should just, avoid it. And it's always like Krishna is here and Maya Devi is here. Maya's meaning is what? Which is not. Something which is not. Maya is full of illusion. She'll be like very tempting. But no, Maya is this side, Krishna is this side. Maya is darkness and Krishna is light. The moment you start feeding your Krishna consciousness, Krishna starts getting brighter and brighter and brighter and brighter, and Maya is like she dulls out, she fades. But you start feeding Maya, she becomes darker and darker and darker and darker, and that light of Krishna fades and the room becomes darker. So when you realize that, I don't want, I want my Krishna's shelter, I don't want I'm getting away from him. I don't want to feed Maya anymore. I just want your lotus-feed Krishna. You stop testing me this time. I'm going to pass your test. That happened, and I realized I wanted to leave. And I tried as much in the industry also to always speak about Krishna and always tell them that I'm a devotee since young age. I tried, but it was not always to the full extent. I couldn't express my feelings. So after that also, I had an opportunity for a lead opportunity for a double of normal coins, not the bhakti coins, normal coins. But I was getting the double amount which I was getting in my last show. But this time I took the decision very, very wisely, because when I was doing my second show, a senior brahmacharya, a disciple of Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj had come at my place. He was like, you always do have a choice, Anagha. And that one sentence just kept in my head that I always do have a choice. And this time I'm going to choose my bhakti coins, my Krishna, over the material thing. I'm not saying anyone should leave their work or their occupation, be there, serve, but in Krishna consciousness. This was this opportunity which I had got. I could have stayed there and served, but it's not easy to stay in a world completely opposite. There is a lot of hypocrisy there, a lot of, we are, as a Vaishnavas, we want to push each other up. We want to help each other up. We don't want to pull each other down, correct? Out there, the world is all about pulling each other and getting envious about someone's growth. I didn't feel comfortable because I was not raised in that situation. And I decided to go for my bhakti coins, which eventually will be collected by the Lord during the end of this birth. So I decided not to go ahead, and that was the realization I got, that this time I'm not going to choose Maya over Krishna. It's either Maya or Krishna, you have a choice. That realization made me so much happy, I can't tell you. I'm so much happy at Govardhan Eco Village and serving my Gurudev out there. It's amazing. I'm doing my services there, but in a better place, where I'm getting devotee association, where I could share my journey, my experience by to all of you, and Even if one of you start your journey today will make my life, this birth successful. Even if one of you takes Krishna consciousness very, very seriously, very, very seriously, that will mean so much to Prabhupada, my Gurudev, me, everyone, you know. And I request all of y'all to just think over this very seriously. And today we are talking about the importance of spirituality. So it's very, very important that we take it seriously. We don't want to get into the vicious cycle of birth and death and misery. Correct? We want happiness. If you want happiness, think about it very seriously. Have I answered your question? Thank you.
Yes, Mataji. And why did you choose Govardhan Eco Village only? Why didn't any other place to practice your...
I didn't choose, that's a wrong thing. We never choose. Who's the doer? Here is Krishna. Krishna chooses you. And he chose me to serve him, and I am grateful to him, grateful to Krishna, Radharani and my Gurudev. That is also a story. After I left, I went back to my hometown, which is Pune, and I was very low because I was not getting devotee association and not many devotee friends were there. I prayed to Krishna and he answers your prayers, so be very careful what you ask for. And he answered my prayer, and suddenly my father tells me that Guru Maharaj, His Holiness Radhanath Swami Maharaj is coming to India after 2 years. And I was like, no, I want to meet Maharaj. I never met my Gurudev before this time. I used to listen to his lectures, and I used to always have a soft and always be inclined towards him since a young age. And I got very happy because I wanted to share everything I was feeling, you know, decisions I took or what I thought about. And that was it. I traveled from Mumbai to Pune. That was the first time I traveled, and alone I was traveling, and I went to Gopinath. I remember that was Gudi Padwa that day, and Radharani and Gopinath were in such beautiful, you know, sari, and very emotional moment. And I asked, how can I meet Gurudev, you know, Guru Maharaj? And they're like, he just left for Vada. And I was like, oh, okay. Then मुझे लगा कि मुझे भी वाड़ा जाना चाहिए, and I should also, you know, go. And my father is like, it's too late today, you go in the morning. So morning I did my Mangala Aarti, my program in my house, and then I left for Vada. Vada, that day he was giving a lecture in Yogashala, and I remember I went there and he was sitting there. It was the first time I met my Guru Maharaj. It was so divine. It was a so divine connection. It was very emotional also. And what he said in that lecture is, Prabhupada had met his Gurudev this year for the first time 100 years ago. You know, and that was the same year, the same day, I guess. And that made me have chills on my body. And it was so, so divine, that association of Gurudev. And later on, what happened that I met Gurudev, we spoke, and he's like, I wanted to speak about everything. Then that was a different journey. But then I met Gaurang Prabhuji, His Grace Gaurang Prabhuji, and I shared everything to him, and he was excited how we can serve and we can make use of those. You know, after my show, the show was so popular that every character got a lot of love and affection. And my only thing was, I was away from social media that time. I was not even posting anything. My only thing was like, Krishna, I did this just for a year, and I did it because there is some desire of mine left from my previous birth. That's why you gave me this short journey. And now I don't want it. My desire is fulfilled. I don't want it, and you gave it because it was a desire, and I thank you. But now I have these, you know, 1 million, like 10 lakh people were there on Instagram. I was like, it's a big amount. How can we make use of it? How can we make use of it? Just give me that intelligence. This was before I went to Vada. I was not even using social media that time. I wanted to stay away from everything, you know, everything like that, whatever. And when I went, Gaurang Prabhu, you know, I had booked the room in Vada for 5 days, and it's been 5 months now that I'm serving there. I've not come from there after, you know, that 5-day this thing. But that's how I started my journey in Vada, and that's how we started serving there. So we make videos on spirituality, and our mission is Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mission, how we can make Harinam available to everyone. That's all what I want is make use of that social media to make people understand there's a higher power or there's something higher above this material world. Because everyone was shocked that why would you leave something which gives you happiness and gives you fame, money, over something which gives you nothing. They think in that way. But no, it's the vice versa. I've left unhappiness, which is not going to give me anything at the end of my birth, and I've chosen something which will give me my true happiness and which will make my soul grow. I would not think what will make my body grow, I'll think what will make my soul grow and progress in spirituality. So that was the journey for Vada, and we are still serving there, and yeah, so this was it.
Thank you, Mataji. Thank you for beautiful answers. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Anyone else wants to speak something or want to share something also, what they feel about spirituality or how they want to go ahead further, whatever it is.
Hare Krishna. Here.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So I first want to share a small incident.
Yes.
So my dad is very connected with iskcon, and he has been serving for a project in Vada.
Okay.
And so he keeps traveling there. So he took us all, with him. And I think before that I never had an opportunity to in person and very close up meet with Radhanath Swami Maharaj. And I just had this desire that we are in Vada and there are chances that is he there. I was asking my dad again and again, is he there, will I be able to meet him? And so my dad was like, he's not always here, he is all traveling and everything like that. I don't think he's here. He also had no clue if Maharaj was there. So we entered, and there is this place where everybody takes lunch and prasadam.
Yes, yes.
So we went there because we reached at the time of lunch. So, and we saw Maharaj. I'm like, oh my God. That was a magical moment. Like, okay, I did not expect him to be there. And the second beautiful part about it was, he was going to everyone's table one by one and talking to everyone one by one. He gave his time to everyone, and I did not expect that because he is such a, big figure and people always want to be around him and there's so much crowd around him and stuff like that. But that day, I don't know how, but he had that time and there wasn't a lot of crowd. There were just random people and everybody was enjoying their lunch. So he came over to us also, and I had a chance to interact with him. It was a very small interaction, so I said that I
You're very lucky. Small interaction with Maharaj is also
very,
so
very
divine.
Amazing, very, very amazing. So I told him that I read the Journey Home, and I was so inspired by that book. And in return, he told me, I still remember it so clearly, he says that you are the inspiration for me. You people are the inspiration for me. And I was like so touched by his words. And it's just a magical experience to be around such divine people. You just feel that aura. It's a beautiful, beautiful aura. Yes. And the second, Shikshashtakam Prabhuji, he is like the main preacher here. So with him, I again feel that aura and connection. I mean, his presence just changes the entire atmosphere. So I just wanted to talk about how spiritualism gives you a particular aura and helps you to, just with the presence of that person, it can just change everything around you.
See, with spirituality, we are removing the dirt from our souls, correct? We are making that diamond which is full of mud, we are making it shine again, and the diamond is Krishna's this thing. We are all his part and parcel. So every part and parcel here has its own divine power. When you understand that, you see Krishna in everyone because the soul is coming from him. When you see Krishna in everyone and everything, when you say Bhagavatam, the entire universe is his body, correct? Why do you think the sky is blue? So yes, when you start your journey, is you start creating and you start making that aura stronger, and that positive aura gets stronger and stronger with your sadhana. So, and yes, you had the desire to meet Maharaj and he came. So Krishna answers your prayers he is there. The only thing is when he answers it, we take it for granted. When he answers your prayers, you don't thank him enough. You just think it was supposed to happen and it just happened. But what we should think, we should reciprocate that thing and we should thank him enough. We should say that I'm really sorry, I'm not thanking you enough, but I know it was you. I know you answered my prayer. I know you're listening every thought I am having for every single person out here. He knows every thought. He knows everything. So it's just we forget that he knows everything. Yes.
And you mentioned about the sky, so like right now it's raining and it's like really literally Sham out there. Like Krishna Bhagwan, the clouds.
Yes, and you should feel him everywhere. You should make use of your senses for Krishna. Seeing, touch, smell, feel, everything. 5 senses for Krishna, and whatever you do, even if it's material thing in life, you should do as an offering to Krishna. Even if you all want to get married one day, think and keep that consciousness in your mind that you want to serve someone, you want to create or make each other grow spiritually and make each other closer to God. We want to offer each other to God, and keep that consciousness in your mind, and you can offer everything in life. You can have that consciousness. Your superpower should always be on with your quotes on, correct? So that we keep that in our mind and we should continue our journey like that.
I have one last question.
Please.
So since childhood we've been associated with iskcon. But I'll be very honest, I am not someone who does 16 rounds of chanting. And I don't follow a proper, the schedule which is supposed to be followed apparently, or anything like, that is ritualistic. And I don't really follow it to 100%, even though I've been associated since childhood. So I do chant, but not 16 rounds.
Okay.
Now, my question is that since you were also associated since your childhood, do you think that being a part of the acting field, because you were in acting, did that somehow, guide you more intensely to Krishna consciousness? Like that experience was required to pull you towards Krishna consciousness, or without that you would just, without acting you could have still been so attached?
Okay, that's a very good question. Thank you. And yes, of course, that plays a very significant role to, and that is how Krishna's Leelas work. He will, if you have the serious desire to serve him, he will make you get attracted to him even more in a very twisted way. He'll give you some situations that you break that thing and you come closer to him. Of course, that, see, I'll tell you, he's the doer, and whatever is happening, it doesn't happen without his will. It has to go there, he has to pass it, put a stamp, and then it goes. Okay? It's said that on this planet, not even a leaf moves without his permission. Correct? So, of course, that journey was completely, and that was my own desire which he fulfilled. I desired that to be there, which he fulfilled. But he made me understand what you're desiring will take you away from me. Do you really want that? Of course, that experience made me much more closer to him, and that's his mercy. That's the way he showed his love to me, by getting me closer to him, you know. And that's how he does with his devotees. He gives them what they want, but he also makes sure that by getting that, they understand his value and they get closer to him. So he's like that. That's why I tell everyone, be very careful in what you ask for. He fulfills your desire, and then you're like, but you know, how come this? Is like, no, you asked for it. You asked for it and I gave you. So he's very merciful and he always wants us. Krishna is very like, you know, no, that's my devotee. He's very possessive in love and all that. So he will make sure that you come to him. But the right desire and the right consciousness, even it's a small consciousness that you see him everywhere, even in the wind, even in the rain. There is this Madan Mohan, beautiful Madan Mohan temple in Eco Village, where there's a lot of wind and breeze, and when you walk, when you chant, feeling the wind and you see the presence of Krishna in him, that is the smallest consciousness you can get. You know, the very small small little things, how you think about him, how you see his presence and everything, he'll reciprocate in so much of abundance and love that you get close to him.
Do you think that your acting, you can move it on further, like you can still act and maybe create a show that channelizes the iskcon teachings or something like that? Because since you've learned acting, do you want to maybe do something in that further? Do you think this way? Apart from reels and videos and stuff like that, like a proper show or something like that?
I was not that ambitious since very young age. This just happened, you know. I was never career oriented. Of course you should be, it's everyone's choice. But still, of course this is a very nice thought. If we can preach to a larger scale on a larger audience, it's a very, very good, we are serving Prabhupada by this service. But I wouldn't act, most probably, again. I don't want to act, but it's a very good thought, and we can pray if Krishna allows us to do something like that. Why not?
Thank you so much for your wonderful answers.
Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
My name is Roshni Thattingan, and Hare Krishna to everyone sitting over here. That's my cousin sister who was talking so much over there. I think we love to talk, and I'm so happy about that. First of all, I'm so happy that you're here talking about your journey and your experience. Honestly speaking, I don't really have a question, but at least I can share my experience over here.
Please. Yes.
I think the journey for me with iskcon started in 2013, and I always believed one thing with time, that he gets you into spirituality when things are going very rough in your life. And spirituality is something where everybody needs to know that whatever tough time that is coming to you, because he loves you, so he's giving you the tough time.
Yes.
And he wants to convert you.
Yes.
So I feel like, with years of my experience, what I could come and do very little over here, in my bhakti I should say, I've learned that you need to surrender to him. And trust me, this word is very easy to say, but that surrendering is that you're tested like crazily. And that's where, I feel when you surrender to him, you get the blueprint for your life.
Correct.
And that is what I got it from him.
Thank you so much for sharing this.
And I feel, yes, it's a very different journey. I don't want to say that we are different from anybody, but you can get people together, because at the end of the day, we are made in his image. We're made in the image of God.
Very true.
So, yeah, that's how the journey has been for me, and I feel spirituality is something everybody should really stick to. It's not about what our parents are doing, but every soul has its own journey.
Yes,
and you need to identify that. So I feel start coming for some lectures here, especially Shikshashram Prabhuji ka jo lecture rehta hai every Wednesday. I feel that has somewhere changed our life as a family, I should tell you.
Yes.
Me and my parents started to come every Wednesday. It was pre-COVID, of course, and we were very sincere then. And I think that started to create more of a bond between as a family, because we had something in common to talk about. So I feel that we have also grown with time, and we need to understand that spirituality is something, it's a journey. Nothing comes with,
Yes, and it's beautiful that every
Exactly.
soul journey has a
Absolutely.
different journey and a different bhava which you connect with God.
So I feel once you surrender to Krishna, he takes care of everything.
Yes, yes, of course. And you take Krishna in very different flavors. He's a Ras Bihari. He loves all flavors, and every soul's journey, that's why, is different. Someone takes him as a friend, someone takes him as a beloved, someone takes him as a brother. So he loves connecting to everyone in a different shade or a flavor, you can say. And what Mataji said is very true. If we get happiness, if we start loving, or we don't get a hardship, we'll never run to Krishna. And we won't please save me. We'll never remember him. He wants you to remember him. That's why he's giving you these tough times. If we don't face these tough times, we would be happy and satisfied on this material planet, and we would not have the desire to go back to the spiritual planet. So very good point, Mataji. Thank you so much for this. And
Thank you for hearing me out.
please, yes, that's why
Thank
it's
you.
very important to face the problems and take Krishna's shelter.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Yeah, Disha.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
I wanted to ask how to make an atheist to believe in Krishna consciousness, or to be more precise, how to make your classmate who is of your age, of your own age, to believe in Krishna consciousness.
So peer pressure.
Yes, yes, yes. How to tackle it?
How to?
Tackle that peer pressure. Means they tell that you don't eat onion garlic, you don't eat non-vegetarian.
Yes, that's very tough, and I can say that with full conviction because the field I was in, they are very different than the way we are, and it gets tough, it gets really tough, but he gives you the strength to follow your 4 regulative principles. Onion garlic also, if you have the desire, he'll give you the strength to do that, and you will succeed in it. And according, what you can do as a devotee is tell that friend what you believe in and respect what I believe in. If he or she is a good friend of yours, they will definitely respect your journey and the connection you have with God. If they are not your true friend, they will take that away from you, and Krishna doesn't like that. Even if they don't go away from you, he'll take them away from you. He's like that. He's very smart, and he will do that in a very, very subtle way. He takes people away who will feed his devotees with all sort of maya and material things, and they're all gone. They're all gone. They're all gone. And you will stay with people who really want your growth, who really are dear and near to you. They want you to grow, and he will make sure that they will get you closer to God. After this, I've got such amazing and powerful association with the devotees who genuinely care for my growth, who are genuinely loving, and they really pray for every single day. And today I'm staying with my mother. She's like my mother, Purna Shakti Mataji. And I met her in Vada, and she's really been close to me, and she's always prayed. And Krishna gives you the blessing of such amazing association, and it's purely magical. And he's taken away so many people from my life which were going to be a hazard, or who were going to take something from me, and they're going to make me away from him. So he does that very, very, in a very subtle way.
Thank you.
Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Mataji, may I add one point? I will be thanking you. Disha is my daughter.
Oh,
She is doing her CA. She is having such an association who each and every time the class student do party of non-veg and she calls me, Mama, non-veg party going on. मेरे को बोल रहे हैं ऑनियन गार्लिक नहीं खाती है तो आती खाती क्या है, क्यों खाती है? अभी थोड़े टाइम के लिए तो मैं रिलीफ रहूंगी, मैं उसको ये घड़ी घड़ी वीडियो दिखाऊंगी कि माता जी has answered you how you have to handle it.
Because Mataji, I have got lines where like, तू जीती कैसी है? You know, onion garlic के बिना, how are you enjoying your life? You follow 4 regulative principles, और ये 4 regulative principles के बिना जीते कैसे है यार? But when you have Krishna's love with you, he gives you the strength and that desire of staying away from that. That shows that how much interested you are in making your spiritual journey grow ahead, and that desire Krishna sees within you. You should never give up on that. If they are having, that's unfortunately their few karmas. All you can do is help them or try to make them understand what I follow, you know, and please respect that. And your desire should never go or fade out. Make sure about that, and he will help you. He will help you strengthen that faith in him, and he will take you closer and closer to himself.
Thank you so much.
Thanks.
I request Ras Radhika Mataji to thanks Anagha Mataji for such a wonderful session. Hope so all girls enjoyed. So
I
later
hope.
on we will be having a kirtan dance with you.
Yes, please. Hari Bol.
Please help me to pass the mic.
I hope the class was not too heavy. It was very direct, but I'm sorry if y'all felt it was a little heavy. But I can't put like this thing, and I am very direct what I think. So please forgive me if I've, you know. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
So in continuation, can I ask you one question? Have you enjoyed the class? See, I didn't say to say Haribol. Still say they said.
They said Hari Bol.
So means they are really happy. Have you enjoyed the class?
Hari Bol.
Have you enjoyed the class? So are you going to apply those principles in your life? See. So this is the response. So thank you from girls preaching which is going on in Nasik iskcon. So on their behalf, on Vrindavan Vilasini Mataji, on Sakhi Priya Mataji, on the behalf of the entire girls preaching program, so I am thanking you for coming here. Thank you very much, Anagha Mataji.
Thank you for accepting me with such love and affection. So thank you.
So, like all of us know that Krishna comes in this world for 2 reasons. Paritranaya sadhunam, vinashaya cha dushkritam. But when we hear this shloka, so we hear paritranaya sadhunam first, and then second vinashaya cha dushkritam. Okay? So Krishna loves us very much. Krishna loves his devotee very much. So that's why he come. Okay? So we are waiting that, like we are means sadhus, they wait when Krishna will arrive on this planet, and they pray to Krishna, please come, please come. So for them Krishna comes, and then all people get benefit of it, isn't it? So people like me, they get benefit of it. So I would like to thank from my bottom of my heart to Her Grace Purna Shakti Mataji, because Anagha Mataji accepted Purna Shakti Mataji as her mother. So because of her, Anagha Mataji came to Nasik. That's why I am really grateful to one of my best friend, Purna Shakti Mataji. So please say thank you to her also by chanting 3 times Hari Bol.
Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol.
So thank you both of you, and thank you. Jaise somebody said, yes, you told the story of Radhanath Maharaj in Vadana. So Maharaj said that, thank you, you are giving inspiration to me. So I am really thankful to each and every one of you for coming here, because you all are giving us inspiration. Thank you. Each one of you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Hare Krishna. So we'll have dancing kirtan, because I heard Anagha Mataji's voice, very beautiful voice. And have you enjoyed the kirtan? Yes? Yes? Yes. Say 3 times to Haribol to her also.
Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol.
So her name is Nikita Nakhate, and she is doing BAM. She has done BAMS. She is an Ayurvedic doctor, and now she is practicing it, isn't it? So we'll have dancing kirtan, and then Krishna conscious is nothing but feasting. Yes. Your name? Vaibhavi. Vaibhavi is saying Krishna consciousness is nothing but prasad. So we'll dance here and then we'll have prasad. Okay? Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.